Even Bill Maher has gotten to a point, and Bill Maher is a noted leftist. He's a noted Democrat, and he's had enough. Because I think he actually sees that the people on the left have gone too far. They've just gone too far. There's an overreach. It's borderline chaos right now with some of this stuff. I mean, he just recently came out and was hammering the fear that they have over COVID. Nobody's saying that COVID's not real. It is real. But the fear and the level of fear that people have instituted, it's not doing anyone any favors. In fact, it's created a big mess, where people now have vaccine hesitancy and there's misinformation about that. I mean, we could just transition right into our next topic, I guess. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, the president of the United States decides, you know what? I'm not going to talk about Afghanistan anymore. My handlers won't let me talk about it. I can't take any questions on it. And I've been instructed now to make some BS vaccine mandate coming down the pike. And we're going to do that instead. Right?
So now he's coming down, right? Mandating that businesses with more than 100 employees have to require your workers to be vaccinated. Now, what's crazy about this is, what is a mandate, right? Does the office of the president have the power to say what you can and cannot do?
See, I thought a mandate was when I was going to go out with one of my boys out to B-dubs or something, grab some beers. Like, hey, I'm going on a mandate.
But, all across the U.S. right now, we have municipalities, towns, cities, states mandating, right? Not writing it into law, mandating that you have to wear a mask, right? Or that you have to be vaccinated. But what is a mandate? That
I feel like an Allen Iverson thing is coming out right here. Like, we're not talking about the law. We're talking about mandates. A mandate. The mandate. We're not talking about the law. Not the law that we love.
Yeah.
Not the law that we cherish and we follow. We're talking about mandate. Come on, man. Mandates.
But that's what it is, right? It's not. So we vote to put elected officials into certain positions, right? And they have a responsibility. They have a duty to the people. So if they mandate that you're required to be vaccinated or to wear a mask, is that something that we have to follow?
You know what? You've got 2 kids, right? I've got a daughter. We mandate to our children. This is how I think about it. A parent tells the child how it's going to be. We're making a rule that has to be followed. The child doesn't have a choice in the matter because I'm the parent and they're the child. That's how this works. They get to grow up and then they get to decide what they want to do and how they want to live their life, not needing mandates anymore. But why is our government acting like mom and dad, telling me what I need to do, treating me like I'm a child? I am a 44-year-old man. I am a man. I am a grown man. I do not need, that's an Oklahoma State reference, just in case everybody was wondering.
Little Mike Gundy.
Little Mike Gundy rant there. I'm a man. But seriously, I don't need somebody to mandate anything to me. This is America. I get to choose. It's my choice. It's freedom. Freedom to choose what I want to do. And I think we've lost that. I really do. I think people do not understand that concept anymore because they say, well, you can't do that now because if you don't do this, you're hurting me. That's the argument, right? This is America. You can pretty much do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt anyone else, right? You can't kill anybody. You can't steal from them. You can't, run them over with a car or, do whatever stuff. You can't burn down their house, right? We all accept these things as the laws of our land for decency in a civilized community. And the argument is, well, you need to be vaccinated to protect me. But this is the insanity of it. Why do I have to be vaccinated or do anything for you if you choose to be vaccinated? So the unvaccinated have to be vaccinated in order for the vaccinated to be protected. Let me say it a different way. The protected have to have the unprotected become protected in order for their protection to work. This is insane. It doesn't even make sense.
It's insanity because the main thing that you pointed out is that there's laws against murder. There's laws against arson. There's laws against those things, right? If it's not law, if it's not in the Constitution, do you have to do it? Because laws are only created, well, they're supposed to be created by Congress, whether it's the local, state Congress or the federal, right?
Yeah, so the legislative branch is
what
supposed
is a mandate?
To create.
If it's not a law, it's unconstitutional. If it doesn't follow the Constitution, you don't have to follow it. But this is exactly what we talk about. Is like you're saying that Bill Maher was saying that they create this fear, right? So they create a social aspect to this, a public aspect that even though I'm allegedly protected, right, I'm going to now shame you into believing that you have to follow a mandate that there's no law that says you have to follow. Because it's not law. It's unconstitutional, right? You cannot make me walk around with a mask on my face. Exactly. So I kind of had this thought of, you're right, people don't want to lose their jobs because people can't lose their jobs. And I've seen people say, when you walk into that store, just wear a mask, because it's not them who are trying to make you wear a mask. They're told they have to make you. Well, why don't you grow up and take a stand? Because if we continue to give in to this crap, it's going to continue to become what it is, right? They're going to continue to mandate and mandate and mandate, and nothing's ever going to become law. Nothing's ever going to become constitutional, because they know that they can just continue to push a mandate and that the public will continue to spread these unconstitutional mandates, right? So they don't have to do anything more.
But Chad, that's the workaround. You're using the government now, and the people who are pushing this, and the artificial way of enforcing these ridiculous, quite frankly, draconian measures. They're not doing it, through the government. They're doing it through private business. They're telling you, hey, Delta tells you have to wear a mask on a flight. Why? Why do I have to wear a mask on a flight? I mean, I'm gonna take my mask off to eat the little peanuts and the Biscoff cookie. So now my germs are gonna be in the air regardless. And I'm encapsulated in this little pill. I mean, there's no rational thought to this. It's all designed. It's all pomp and circumstance. Sorry. I just understand.
I'm not sure what you just said.
Yeah, I don't know either. I've got another storm coming through here. It just started pouring here.
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to tell me I have to wear a mask so I don't spread germs in this little tube of infestation where I've rubbed elbows and shoulders with everyone on this plane at some point between us boarding the flight and getting off of the flight, right? Like, what do you mean? So the one I think is the best is you have to wear your mask through the restaurant, but not when you're at the table, right? Because you're right, I don't cough on my hands or breathe on my own skin or on the people I'm with skin. So that when we stand up from this table and put our hands on the table to get up and grab the door handle to go to the restroom, right? To do all of that, where these germs can be transferred from one to another. But you know what? I should probably wear my mask when I'm just walking alone freely through the restaurant, because at that point where I'm not near anyone anyway, but I might breathe on somebody.
How about this? You got Joe Biden, who will get so fired up and speak angrily about the masks and the vaccines, and it's a pandemic of the unvaccinated, but he won't even talk at the September 11th memorial. His handlers don't trust him to say the right things. And meanwhile, you've got college football games now for 2 weeks in a row, packed stadiums. Now, the past week just had the NFL opening up, more packed stadiums of
A lot of money.
college football, lots of money. Hey, but those people are shoulder to shoulder, no masks, no nothing. And then, but yet, my kid has to wear a mask going to school. Why? Why? Where's the science in that?
Where's the
My kid
science
has,
in a mask anyway? If you're sick and you're breathing into that mask all day, every day,
yeah, it's even worse for you.
yeah, you're not making yourself better. The whole point of coughing is to get rid of what is in your body. So if I'm going to cough into a mask, is that helping me? I don't know. Why don't we put the mask on your face? Because if you got to be masked, you might as well wear a mask, right? Because apparently
Again,
any mask will do.
why does someone else have to wear a mask to protect me if I have the option and ability to wear my own?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
If you live your life expecting, and see, this is what they do. This is what the left pushes, right? They want to push this welfare state that you now have to depend on someone else. That's what they've been doing for forever now, is that I don't expect myself to protect me. Chris, I want you to protect me too. Because if you don't, it's really going to hurt my feelings. And it was great that I saw a shirt. I don't know if you saw this. I saw a shirt on social media in reference to Christians, and says, if you believe in your God and therefore you don't have to wear a mask because you'll be protected, why do you need a gun?
oh yeah. You saw my response to that, right?
Yeah.
Did you see my?
Yeah. So you say that if I believe in my God, I don't have to wear a mask because I'll be protected. But why do I need a gun? Well, you know what? I hope to God that the next time that you're in a area or in a position where someone has lethal force and is about to use it against you, that someone else has a gun, not a mask.
I thought my response was great. I had a million people liking it, but I basically said I need a gun so I can set appointments for you to see God.
Right. But that's what
That's
this is. The left always tries to form these wild contrasts between the two, right? Like reading that, you can read it and be like, oh, wow, that's a really good point, right? It is. It is a good point.
Yeah, because it's an attack on faith.
Right. But again, what happens when somebody's shooting at you? You better hope that I have a gun. Because unlike COVID, my gun is not just to protect me, it's to protect others, right? And when the founding fathers, who they knew history, they knew about plagues, they didn't write in the Bill of Rights, right, that everyone should wear masks in case of harmful, deadly illnesses cover the earth. No, they said you have the right to bear arms, not you have the right to bear masks, right?
You said it was a welfare state. I want to change that. It's not. They don't want a welfare state. They want a parent state. They want to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why to do it. And you're supposed to just take it because they're the parents and we're the idiot children.
Right.
The only difference is they never want us to grow up and actually pass them the way that I want my child to grow up and actually do great things and make an impact on the world. I just want her to be happy. I don't even care about if she makes an impact in the world. I just want her to be happy and be able to be living in a world where she's not tormented with other people's whims. That's what it is. These people are. Have you ever met a hypochondriac?
Yes.
Okay. It's fine.
We were
I'm
talking
not
about that
judging.
earlier, oddly enough.
I'm literally like, that's fine. You do you, but I don't need to be that. And you don't get to tell me. Can you imagine if the hypochondriac was the one making the policy? For everything has to be clean, everything has to be wiped down, everything has to have shields up in it. You know, you have to put up plastic barriers in between everything. Oh my God, they are in charge. Hello? They let a hypochondriac get in charge, and they let the fear. Those people are irrationally fearful. If fear is real, fear is good. It can save you. It can help you. It's an innate thing that we have. That sometimes it's okay to be afraid. You should be, but it's not okay to rule your life. And if we let the people who are so overtly afraid of everything, I mean, have you ever met the person who's afraid of like a bug? A little ant, they freak out, or a little spider, they like panic attack. Like, come on. You can't let those people be in charge. They can't be the ones making the decisions. Have we lost our minds?
But see, here's the thing. What do people who live in fear do?
They spread that fear to you. Well, they want you to be afraid with them.
Right. And then they do nothing, right? They don't act to get rid of that courageous fear. Yeah. So if the government can put you in a state of fear, right? If the government can encourage you overtly, that's such a great word, I had to steal it from you. If the government can overtly make you act in a state of fear, right? Government, the ruling class, what does that help them do? That helps them to rule over you. Because if you don't wisen up, if we don't wisen up as a people and work to take back our government, and we just continue to let the fear come over us, nothing's gonna change, right? We're gonna continue to do these same things. We're gonna continue to let people give us mandates that don't make any sense, that have no science behind them, right? And by God, do not let the left tell you about the science behind all of this stuff. Because if they believe that a human being that has an XY chromosome or an XX chromosome can somehow be the opposite, there's no science in that.
Right. Well, here's a good one. What do you think, Chad? Would Jesus follow these mandates? Would Jesus just go and get vaccinated? Would Jesus even wear a mask? What would Jesus do?
So I feel like we got to take this one question at a time. Maybe not. But first off, me and you have been chatting about this, right? This is something we wanted to chat about, thrown it out there a few times over the past week, and it literally just hit me. Jesus would not follow the mandates, right? Though Jesus said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's. How many times did Jesus not follow the Jewish law? How many times did he get reprimanded or get called out by the Pharisees, right? When he healed the lepers and they said, oh my God, there's the man who calls himself God and he's dealing with the lepers. You're not supposed to do that. That's against the law. And Jesus was like, whoa, chill out, homies. I am the law. Right? So
He violated their mandates.
Yeah, right. I don't think he would follow the mandates. I mean, he obviously would not get vaccinated. There's no need or reason for Jesus to ever get vaccinated. Obviously, we are not God incarnate. So those different rules apply to us in circumstances. And he definitely wouldn't wear a mask.
Comparable.
Yeah. And he definitely wouldn't wear a mask for the same reason that he touched the lepers, right? He gave sight to the blind, right? So he didn't believe in those laws of, the Jewish law of being around these people. These laws, mind you, the laws that Jesus didn't follow were the laws created by man, right?
The perverted laws that were twisted throughout the history of time as time went on. It was like it's the boiling frog, man. That's all it is. It's the parable of the boiling frog, not the Jesus parable. But you can't put a frog in boiling water; it'll just jump right back out. But if you put it in a pot of water and slowly turn up the degrees one at a time, it'll just bake itself. And that's what we're doing as a country. We didn't have a revolt. Baked. I kind of feel like that's the September 11th thing. That one thing, that was like throwing a frog in the boiling pot of water. Yeah, it hurt, but it jumped out. But it didn't have the effect that the adversary was trying to do. It actually rallied us together as a country. It made us stronger, made us resolve. But now you look at, the last 10 years, and it's like little ratchets. It's like just 1 degree here, 1 degree here, 1 degree here. Hey, it's 2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks. Flatten the curve.
I'm so glad you said that.
2 weeks to flatten the curve, baby. And now we are here 18 months later. And the people who were on the front lines of this pandemic, the nurses, the doctors, the people who were up treating this face to face on the front lines with no vaccine, serving in the hospital, trying their best to take care of people, to keep people alive. Well, now they're being told they have to have this vaccine or they're fired. They went from being a hero to the enemy in less than 18 months. Come on. That's ratcheting up 1 degree at a time.
Think about that. That's the same thing with our armed forces, right? NYPD, FDNY on September 11th, right?
Yep.
You see, these men and women, and it wasn't just them. It was hundreds, thousands of other volunteers who went to go help with all of this, right? After September 11th. But they, on that day, on that moment, the first responders were the ones who risked their life, right? They risked their life to go into a burning building. 2 buildings that had just been hit with a jet airliner. And they didn't know.
Commercial jet airliner.
Everyone who was running down the stairs who could ran right by them as they were running up the stairs, right? To save more. And this is what they do. Just like you said, 1 degree at a time, right? Fast forward 20 years, we're trying to defund the police, right? What happens, and I don't, wish this does happen whatsoever, but what happens if an event like that happens again and they want to defund the police, right? What happens if there is no police? Who rushes to your aid, right? Who saves you from that building that you just voted to remove your saviors? Right?
Sad state of affairs, my man. A sad, sad state.